Hey people, it's Lareina, and I am here with the Brown Bag Lunch Gang, the two heads. If you guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Vanessa.
Six Dot Sanchez.
What is Brown Bag Lunch Gang and how did you guys get it started? What made you start this whole movement?
Brown Bag Lunch Gang is pretty much us. We started it with just us and our friends and his family. We just went out to feed on the homeless one day on his birthday, and it took off from there. We've been doing it every month since then. I got the idea from this group on Instagram. It's called the hashtag lunch bag, and they have a bunch of different groups all over America. So I was like, we could do that.
Okay.
It's inexpensive and it's easy. So that's how we do it.
And how long have you guys been doing this?
It's June.
Oh, so you recently started this. Do you have other people involved with you doing this? Do you have any type of like sponsorships or community programs or anything helping you guys out with it, or is it just you guys and family members and friends?
Well, initially it started out, as she said, with just friends and family putting it together. But since June, it actually has blossomed, and we're receiving a lot of support from local bloggers and radio hosts or DJs and everything. So it's actually starting to pick up speed. Not quite where we want it to be exactly yet, but it's picking up speed.
Ultimately, what is the goal that you guys have in mind for Brown Bag Lunch Gang? Like, what is the ultimate point that you want it to reach?
Just to feed, like right now we're only feeding in one central location, which is downtown and Overtown, Miami. But I want to, like with next year, my goal is just to do South Florida. And we have a lot of people that reach out to us and ask us, like in Ohio, California, Jacksonville, DC, like they want to also start their own group. So that's like that's together our goal is to be able to start these groups. If not have them to go out on the same days that we do, or we'll be able to go out with them and be able to support them as they go out. As many people as we can across America.
Well, I don't know if you've started it yet, but you guys are branching off into clothing,
right?
As well.
Yeah. Actually, that was an idea we came up with, and because our next event, which is actually December 21st, we wanted to do something, for lack of a better word, a tad bit more special. You know, being that it's around the Christmas holiday, and not to mention during our last event when we went out, you know, even though the less fortunate were appreciative of the food we were given, you know, a lot of them requested clothes and shoes, clothing and shoes, you know, and though we were able to feed well over 300 less fortunate people, we felt bad because at that given time we didn't have any clothes and shoes to give them.
Right.
So we took it upon ourselves, okay, well, we're gonna dress up this next event, make it a tad bit more special. Not only are we gonna feed the less fortunate, but let's see how much clothing we can also gather in. Yeah, so that's part of the branch out there, and so far it's looking like we're gonna achieve our goal.
Like overachieve.
Overachieve our goal.
Where do people, if they want to donate or contribute, where can they find you? What do they do to help out?
The best thing to do is to email us. Our email is BBLGMiami@gmail.com, or they can just follow us on Facebook, the Brown Bag Lunch Gang, or
Instagram _ BBLG, and
we answer right back.
We encourage everyone to email us. You know, email us out, and typically we schedule a pickup. We actually happen to be blessed and bump into a local, I would say somewhat of a bigger figure, you know, in the local music scene, and we're actually hosting an event on December 13th, which is the Jingle Bell Rock Music Festival at one of the oldest bars in Miami. Tobacco Road is actually in Brickell, and that bar has been around. This year they celebrated their 101st anniversary. Yeah, and the guy that's behind the music festival, shout out Oski Gonzalez, but Oski saw what we were doing, took a liking to what we doing, and actually restructured his entire music festival to incorporate us in it.
Wow.
So the entire music festival, the day of December 13th, is all the proceeds and donations are gonna go towards what it is we're doing to help us achieve our goal.
Yeah, it's also a clothing drop-off site that day too.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so on that day, you be accepting only clothing or clothing as well as
It's clothing and donations. If they have food items that they want to bring out, that's fine. I'll be there.
And what
You'll be
types
there.
of food items do you accept?
Anything.
Anything, even perishable items?
Yeah, because we it's only a 2-3 week time frame.
Right.
So by the time we just store it and cook it and
Okay.
take it out. Like we have a set menu, but if anybody wants to donate anything else, we're not gonna turn it away.
Personally, between the two of you guys, what else do you do outside of Brown Bag Lunch Game?
well, okay, I'll put it out there, but I try my best to keep it apart from what it is
Yeah.
that we're doing. I have a couple things going on. I actually dabble into the music industry, so you can catch me in somebody's studio recording or somewhere performing, whether it's music and or poetry, spoken word poetry. Aside from that, I've been really focusing on doing a lot of work inside of the community. For lack of a better word, trying to preserve our community. Like most recently, I had a friend of mine who lost her daughter to a hit and run out in Hollandale. 12 years old, Shania Jackson, and
I heard about that.
yeah, and she actually died. And I took to the following that I've created on Facebook and on Instagram, just social media as a whole. And while while the guy was actually on a run, and pretty much managed to pull the vast majority of our community together. I know somebody seen something. I know somebody heard something. And I don't know if it was our effort as a collective that led to them turning themselves in,
Right.
but I felt like what we did made a difference. And their family reached out to me, and they actually started a foundation in her behalf. They actually reached out and asked me to be a part of their organization to create awareness. So a lot of my focus has been on doing work inside of the community, and I moonlight as an MC or what have you,
Like,
Okay.
and blogger.
Okay.